I did have a question for you guys, just to flip it back on you all. How has it, with your relationship as well, like how has living in an RV changed it or made it better?
It's made it better.
Yeah. It's funny because we're actually putting out a video about that soon. But yeah, like, I guess you can go first.
Oh, you want? Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think it definitely gave us a lot of time to be with one another and to spend time like learning about each other.
Yeah.
And then also to like work through a lot of stuff that we may have not given enough attention to. Like while because we were staying in a condo before, like an apartment or whatever, before we started RVing. And so, with that, I guess, quote unquote, sticks and bricks life, you have your friends, you have your church family, you have all your routine, right? But when you go on the road, it's just you in your couple, like it's just you guys.
You and your person.
Yeah. And so like,
yeah, absolutely.
You're working through all that stuff. You have to spend time with them, and not you have to spend time with them. You get to spend time with them or whatever. And so it definitely.
But during COVID, you have to.
Well,
yeah, that's true.
You're forced to work things out, so like you have to work things out in such proximity, or else there's no way that the relationship can survive. You had to have collaboration,
Yeah.
And I remember just not having another room to go into to cool off. That's a different thing with
Yep.
I mean, it has its challenges on a relationship as well, being in close proximity.
Oh yeah.
But like you said, you kind of kind of have to learn your kind of find you all and your roles in the van life.
Yeah. I think
everything has to be worked out.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I think it's interesting because if we hadn't done this, I feel like we wouldn't have, I guess, even playing the supportive role, right? For example, even though we're talking about like dumping, like yuck, right? But seeing, I think for me, seeing like Miles do stuff with his hands and like fix things and be handsy, I'm like, oh, okay, like you can. I mean, like yes, like like absolutely, and like seeing stuff like that. It's a thing, like and being able to like you said, I feel like when you're mentioning about trusting each other, I think it doesn't come automatically. I think for me too, like it took time for me to trust them, like to figure out, to be like, does he know what he's talking about? Does he know what he's doing? Because we're out here, we don't know what we're doing. And so like it took him doing the work to prove himself, prove himself trustworthy. For me to be able to like.
No, Miles, was that like a lot of trial and error too? Like with sometimes every RV is just built different,
Yeah.
Every RV is built different.
I spend so much time on YouTube trying to like figure out stuff, like looking up so much stuff or downloading manuals and then reading stuff.
Yeah.
And then, like it's
him too.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
I agree with you 1,000%. Like in the beginning, I had issues with letting go of the control. Like, okay, like, all right, where are we going to part next? Is this safe? Like, what are we doing? And then after a while, like, just trust him. We know what we're doing.
Yeah.
We're doing this now. It's more easier.
Yeah.
Well, okay, let's really be honest, because when you first did the RV, like after the first week, and we did our first trip down south, Amina said, "Look, I can't do this. Like
the mosquitoes."
Mosquitoes.
No, that would make me want to jump too.
I sweat. It's too hot. I'm sweating.
She had stuff rocking around. Everything was kind of breaking when we were driving.
My hair is the poop.
She's like, look, we gotta talk now.
Like, how long we doing this? And it really took some time to just be able to fix things. That's the only reason I think we're still able to do it, is that I've dedicated a lot of time to learning how to fix these things. And I mean, if not, we would spend so much money at dealerships, or just not being able to come up with the money at all, because it can get so expensive.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't know where to start, because I had a mirror. I kind of nicked the mirror in an RV. Actually, the new one. We had nicked it a week ago or something like that, and trying to fix that part alone. I mean, oh my goodness, the Ramco mirror was way overpriced, and I had to find stuff off of eBay, of course, to go ahead and kind of fix it on my own. I didn't want to order from the actual shop, but I mean,
They think that, I guess, because you have an RV, they can say, all right, let's put any price on it.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think there's definitely an assumption like, oh, you balling.
Yeah.
You might live in an RV.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because these are considered luxury or vehicle, or like not luxury, but leisure.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Not a necessity.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that's, and that was actually one of the issues we had when we initially wanted to get.
Oh, how did I mention that, man? Yeah. Trying to buy one of these things.
Trying to purchase one.
Yeah.
Not a lot of banks will loan to you because they're like, hey, during this time, it's more for leisure. You don't really need it.
Right.
Yeah.
But they don't think of it in terms of, oh, some people actually live in it.
Absolutely.
They actually do need their home.
Yeah, I mean, because you have to have near perfect credit.
Yeah.
Plus, you have to kind of prove that you pay for something that was like $40,000, whatever it is before.
Yeah.
So on top of that, you took a lot of time to just save. That's why, since in doing that, it took us a lot of time to go ahead and get what we really feel like we wanted.
Yeah.
And that was where everything would work, where we had, the space and everything. But I mean, so buying one, finding mechanics and stuff. Mechanics will charge you whatever they want, and that's the scary part about it.
Yeah.
I have a good relationship with the mobile mechanic where we kind of could call him now and kind of get a better deal, right?
Yeah.
So you gotta know people sometimes.
Yeah.
You can really, really get screwed over. When you go to these big name, whatever it is, a dealership, mechanic jobs, and all that.
Yeah.
A lot of
the money factor, man.
A lot of challenges with the uphill, like watching the videos. Of course, there's editing that goes on where you see everyone's wonderful life.
Yeah.
So when you're actually living it, you're like, okay, it's not wonderful all the time. They're showing this beautiful scene, but we didn't really see the dump, or we didn't really,
Yeah. And that's what we wanted to show, because even though, yes, it's nice.
It's a great job of showing both sides.
Oh, thank you. We appreciate it. Because that's one thing. I think for me, I was a little I think what I saw, it was all sunshine and lollipops and rainbows. And it wasn't until we had our own experiences that it's like, oh snap, what? What? Yeah. Just being annoyed and being bummed, And I think for the first couple of times stuff happened, like the tire popped or whatever. We were so set on our schedule that we had no flexibility. Yeah. By the end of, I guess, the last tire that popped, we were just
whatever.
Well,
yeah.
That's how she was. Yeah. I think this is
whatever, pop. Let's get a new one and then we'll just push it back to tomorrow.
Exactly.
I think you've done a good job too, but I think it's good just letting people know how this could be an affordable life too. A lot of people could stand out of grass for everybody. Yeah. For people of color, for Black people, it's not really a thing that
only white people get to do, or white children get to do with their families.
Yeah.
You see a lot of RV families, they're taking their kids out. Yeah. And it's predominantly Caucasian.
We want to let people know it's not out of reach, and all the money you're spending in rent can go towards RV.
You don't have to wait till you go to Camp Smith to go camping.
Yeah.
So, because we calculated it, and we were spending about $17,000 a year in a one-bedroom apartment.
Yeah.
With no washer and dryer, and now we have a washer and dryer here, and we were like, "What were we doing?"
Yeah.
We were to go ahead. All the money we'll put into that, we could put and save up towards RV. So, so it's not out of reach for everybody. Everybody always kind of asks, well, if you have to rent one, how do you get it? Mm-hmm. A lot of times it's find a really good deal, but just saving.
Yes.
But maybe just saving towards the rent. Just doing it, and having to go towards the RV. But that's the important thing. People always, that's what kind of scares people away from doing it. I can't do that. It's too much,
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I love that. Yeah.
I think because I just get stopped all the time where it's people keep saying well, everybody says, oh, I can't do it because of my job. I have so many people just say I would love to do it, but I'm wearing this uniform.
Yeah.
Truckers a lot.
You just gotta do it. Yeah. You didn't make excuses forever.
Yeah. Everybody who tells me now I want to get one, I say do it. No, do it tomorrow. Research it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Find one now because it's just gonna be a dream. And it could have just been a dream for us if we would just had it, just talked about it and then not for action.
I think there's also just like a collective consciousness with RVers.
Oh yeah.
You know, you have to be someone that thinks outside the box. You have to be someone that's open to new things. You know, you have to be in love with nature as some part. You know, that's part of it.
Yeah,
so, you know,
I love that.
I love connecting with like-minded people as well that enjoy these things. You know,
for sure.
Yeah, we're really glad that this this video happened. I think this. this is really
we're glad that you all reached out to us. I'm like, absolutely. We would like to interview y'all.
So I mean,
it's like, okay, I saw like a majority of all your videos, and I said, okay, I have to find their email. I have to be somewhere down.
Thank you.
It was Corbin that reached out. And
I said, no thinking, just go ahead, email them. And
it was one of those moments where like, oh, you did
Initiative is a trap. Yes.
And everything worked out in divine order because like we were able to find time to do it.
Yeah.
Just being like, okay, sometimes you just know, okay, it's the right time to go ahead and do it.
Yes.
If I don't have my stuff out, I could just go ahead and reach out. And then people learn about us this way.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's the whole point. Like we want to share our platform. Like we don't want it just to be like, oh, that's what we're doing. Like, no, look at all these dope people doing dope stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So thank you very much.
Yes, of course. Of course. Thank you so much for doing this. Yeah. I guess that was good. I guess we can do the tour now. Is that?
Yeah. If you guys don't mind, give us a tour of your.
If you can. I don't know. I mean, is that possible?
I have some shoes and maybe some dogs laying around, or two, but only 2 dogs. But
that's fine.
Yeah,
we gave our tour and we had stuff just like everywhere.
We didn't clean up
at all. So I'm gonna switch the view so that you all can see.
If you can get a view, I guess the lighting's okay, so people can see it, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, but like, so this is just like the whole big. It's like a little big trucker cockpit here going on here. You got like the CB radio. And then everybody's like, man, this is probably like a nightmare to drive. And if I didn't drive any of those Class C's, if I didn't drive the Toyota we had, I would have never pretty much known how to get a hold of this big boy. But it's got the air brake set up. I got some of my Lucky Bamboo.
Nice.
And, it's like, I like having plants in here.
Yes.
I had a strawberry garden. I attempted to grow the strawberry garden over here. God rest his soul. It didn't last that long. I had to go inside. I'm like, I'll be self-sustainable and have my berries.
Yeah.
It just wasn't enough light. I had neglected it. I turned up the grow light for like a night, and then it stopped. Stopped going to die. I have so we have a slide out. This is the living room slide out.
Nice.
And we just have some decorated stuff in here, some cleaning stuff. We're trying to wipe stuff down. Just like typical like kitchen stuff that you see in a diesel pusher.
I love your sink.
Yeah, your kitchen is really nice.
Yeah, this is the sink you got.
I'm jealous.
2 dishes.
Oh.
sorry guys. You got 2 dishes. We had that covered. Got stovetop covered.
Oh, nice.
Of course, like, everything like typical RV setup. It's got a propane burner and stuff. I like how we're with this setup, you can use the inverter for the microwave.
Oh, nice.
And actually having to turn on the generator. I don't like running the generator too much. Just we really want to just get solar panels and just get a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Just run off of that, to be honest. So we were pretty much lucky to get washer and dryer in here.
Nice.
So this is definitely what we didn't have when we first started this RV life. I think that okay, let's just go ahead. Let's just get what we actually finally want. Save up for a nice one.
Quick question.
Yeah.
How does the washer and dryer work within the RV? Like, where does the water go? Does that go into your gray tank?
Yeah, it goes into the gray tank. Everybody usually asks that. You have to have the generator run to work it.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, everybody always says like, like they don't wash clothes well. I don't have too much of a problem with that. I just put about like maybe 3 outfits in them or something like that. Yeah. And then I don't have to put a huge load in it. You don't have to put too many clothes in it because it is kind of tiny.
True.
So that's that.
That's cool.
Shower. That's a nice shower.
That's a nice shower.
Yeah. I just hope it keeps staying nice, we want to keep washing that thing because the glass kind of gets.
Right, gotcha.
So that's the dog. He's right here. He's chilling out. The one thing about the dogs is that we do have to keep this place cool for them, and that's the only thing. We always have to have like the generator on in the daytime. At nighttime, we can turn it off because it cools out a little bit better.
Yeah.
And the dogs kind of like to go on the towel because the towel's a little bit cooler.
Yeah.
Small individual toilet bathroom.
Nice.
Don't worry, there's nothing crazy in there. It's just the toilet seats down, and so
this is nice.
So this is the third RV that we had. Like we said, we had that Tioga, then we had the conversion van.
Yeah.
And who knows, we might go downsize again. But
the funny thing is, most people are like, "Well, I only like big RVs. I only like small ones." I'm versatile. I'm like, I don't mind if it's small. I don't mind if it's like huge. I just like RVing.
Yeah.
Find a way to make it work. Because I feel like now once we did the van, I'm like, we can kind of stay in anything.
Right.
You know, we could actually, it was a conversion van, but at some points of the van, the roof was cropped and you couldn't actually always stand up in it.
Yeah.
So that was probably that's part of the challenge of that. But that's the inside. Let me just show you kind of like a clip of the outside of it.
Okay.
It's a nice sunny day.
TV creatives.
I mean, yeah. So I can't even see my screen right now, but can you guys see it?
Oh yeah, we can see it. Yeah.
That's beautiful, man.
Oh yay.
This is the slide without this. This is the side without the slides. This is just the awning side, and the other side has 2 slides. So the 40-footer travel Supreme.
Wow.
That looks huge. It looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is actually, it's been kept in good shape. This is actually only a 2002.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And I think this is as fancy as you want to get. Like, we don't want to, it doesn't have to have all the electronics and all that. It just,
it
just so happens that we end up having a good deal and then we end up swiping the deal.
That's what's up.
But yeah, I think that, I think these are really, these are a lot more attainable than people think.
Right.
Everybody gets so, they get struck by it and then they're afraid and they're saying like, oh, I can't do this. But the deals are out there. We went on RV Trader and found this deal.
Okay.
RV Trader pays us sometimes if you're lucky, but RV Trader has really, really good deals. That's the inventory for like all the RVs across America.
Nice.
So we gotta get.
I will say this is definitely like a highlight of my day today.
Oh yay! Ours too.
Likewise, yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much for sharing your time with us.
Yeah, taking the time to reach out to us little folks, and
With no platform, we're getting there. So
absolutely.
No, we definitely look forward to seeing all your videos and pictures and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm getting this stuff together as we speak because I have my laptop crashed for it's been crashed for like a month, but now it's in the shop. And I was like, man, we got to get this stuff together because we're having people wanting to know how we're doing this.
Yes.
And he's like, we got to have an Instagram and something to go back to. But I mean, it's like, and one step at a time because there's a lot of material.
Yes. And you were saying like where to start. I'll just start now, like even, what I'm saying? Like we got stuff that we're showing like at this point a year ago.
Oh yeah. we're behind.
Yes. So just start with what you have.
Yeah.
Well, he likes to kind of have things be kind of perfect.
Okay.
So he wants to have
well, not perfect. I just wanted to.
Well, organized. Let me say organized.
Okay.
I won't say perfect.
Yeah. I guess, whatever. Well, she says so. Sure. I mean,
excuse us while we fight.
That's funny.
Whatever. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I just want to make sure that we have it organized to where it makes sense for everybody to be like, okay, now I kind of see where they're going with this. We're having a sequential order.
Yeah.
I'm going to start it from the Tioga and show the clips from the conversion van and then up until now. So
okay. Yeah. But yes, when you all when you have like your platform or anything, like please send it to us so we can share it with people. Like, yes.
Yeah, I have let me see, Omniversal one. I only have like 4 videos on YouTube, just like informational stuff, like stuff I'll do on like whether it's African history, whether it's you know, a lot of the you know, ancient maybe innovations and technologies. Maybe people haven't heard about Sumerian or whatever. I'm really into that stuff. I studied history and anthropology in undergrad.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
My mind's still thinking like that.
Yeah.
And I mean, so then she says, yeah. So what's the name gonna be?
You don't know yet.
She was like,
how did you all come up with your
how'd you come up with your name for the Fox and Mile?
Yeah, how to choose that? Yeah.
So Fox is a nickname that he calls me.
Yeah.
And Miles is his pen name.
Yeah.
So so we were like, let's just use those names. One, because we didn't know if we wanted people to really like know our real names.
Right.
Or not. But yeah, that's.
So it kind of just stuck with, you know, the adventures since we were traveling and doing all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
The Fox and Mile. So I don't know. Weren't that creative with it actually? Yeah.
That is really cool.
We've definitely had some struggles trying to think of a name.
Yeah.
Like she was thinking about it all night. She's like, "Is this right?"
Oh.
She's like, "What about this one?" I'm like, "Well, somebody already has that one."
True. That is a thing. There's so many names out there. It's like, dang, that's a good name. Yeah. You know, but it'll come.
Yeah.
It's been like,
I don't know.
What a journey. Like I'm like, man, like where have you guys been? I haven't. For some reason, the algorithm on YouTube put you on my like feed. It kind of came through on my my videos to watch. I'm like, why did it take so long? How to show me some, you know, a nice a youthful couple, a black couple, and they're doing some of the same things we're doing. I'm like, wow.
And it's to that point, I'd be wondering because like I see a lot of, I'm just gonna say it, white people, like a lot of white channels and stuff like that, or van lifers, and then out of the blue, randomly there'll be like black people that are RVing or like in van life, and so I'm like, YouTube, what are y'all doing? Like it's almost, you know what I'm saying? Like and then I get so mad because I'm like, I wish I would have seen these people before. Like, you know what I mean? I would have been following these people.
Yeah.
But then also
that we don't know of so many black couples.
Yeah, and it's crazy because I feel like a lot of the white YouTubers, they have like more views, they have more, and I'm trying to figure out like what, like not even about the views, but just like the visibility of the channel. You know what I'm saying? Like.
That's very true.
I think that
it pops up on our feed a lot easier to see those other channels versus people are digging or searching.
Because it's just like I would have never randomly probably typed in Adventures of Fox and Miles.
No.
You know, like, but somehow with the whole, just with the similar videos that I watched that are like that, what you guys are doing, and it just came up.
Well, that's cool.
I'm happy it did, and I think as this whole, it's actually almost like this it's like a nomadic movement. Like a lot of these people were living in buses.
Yep.
We saw people living in school buses, and whether it's a car, SUV, van, RV, it's just getting bigger. It's becoming way more broad.
Yeah, for sure.
This is the sign of its growth right here, where we have the more diversity. It's like really it's getting bigger as we speak. Because like 4 years ago when we first started this, it was nowhere near like how
yeah.
Well, I know in the 70s, like a lot of the hippie population used to do this a lot.
Yeah. You know, and it's crazy because they were looked down on, and now it's trendy. You know what I mean? It's
okay. And now people are like, oh, these are just millennials, you know.
Yes.
Millennials.
We actually thought about getting a Volkswagen.
We.
Oh, nice.
That was like her dream, you know, her dream. Yeah. We're like, well, even though it's tiny, they're tiny, but we're like, hey, we could do it.
Yeah. I'm about to say, y'all lived in a convert. Like, listen.
Yeah.
Like you said, y'all can live in anything.
So, the conversion wasn't bad. We had the seats pulled out. We had the bed in the back. I had an inverter set up so I can cook anything in there. I had a toaster oven, a big toaster oven, portable grill, refrigerator, and the only problem was like the bathroom part.
Yeah.
I guess nobody likes peeing in pots and stuff.
No, I can't. We've heard some stories from van life, like talking about using buckets and bags, and I'm like, I guess if you got to go, you got to go.
Yeah.
You know, but.
And then when COVID hit, the gym shut down. Oh no.
Yeah.
You know,
gotta go.
That was
gotta go.
That was probably like the scariest part of COVID wasn't about like, oh, maybe we're gonna get the whole virus, but we were like, okay, now we relied on this lifestyle for so long and having things open.
Yeah.
So like we don't want to be like, okay, like can we go ahead and take a shower here? We don't want to be like, well, we might need to wash our clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kind of like got us to be kind of think how can we become more sustainable, just like how more sustainable. So and that just got us to we tried to make the band as self-sustainable as we could, and then we were just like, well, we didn't have enough places that were open to keep renovating.
Yeah.
Do all this stuff and take the carpet out and put the flooring on there. It's just kind of like a risky time.
Yeah.
And so we still love the band, right?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. I would, Would you do it again?
The band? I would.
I mean, it depends. Yeah, it depends because
I think
you're comfortable now. Though.
Well, you know what? No, I wouldn't do it.
Okay.
It just became too small at some point with the two of us and 2 dogs.
Yeah.
You know, maybe if it was more of like, because I know a lot of solo travelers that do bands, it'll be better if you're, an individual.
Yeah.
It's just not enough space for us.
I mean, you really.
And the shower thing,
really
that was very
important.
Yeah.
We had like water. We had like we had water, kind of like we kind of watch movies with and stuff. Yeah, he's kind of crying. He has to. I don't know if he has to go to the bathroom.
He bosses us around.
This little guy. he's a little bit spoiled. He's spoiled because he has all this space and he's still crying. He has AC. Come on. Like, he doesn't actually contribute. So what's he doing?
I mean, he's your guard dog. So,
Yeah, exactly. That's his job.
Yeah.
Like
when we think about income, we were like, okay, so everyone in the household needs to make money.
Absolutely.
You're gonna make them support dogs, go to the hospital,
support dogs.
give them a paycheck every now and then okay. I think we really, that's where we kind of like found a lot of growth, because if we're able to rough it out and have the animals, and at one point that was a problem. At one point I was like, well, 2 dogs. I was used to what the 1 dog we had in the apartment, but then we adopted the 2nd dog, and I was like, at first I wasn't really like on board with it. I said, no, I don't think there'll be enough space for that. And that's when I was picking up a lot of hours of work. But we were able to work through that part. And I think this is just like it's like a relationship. What can I call it? It's like almost like an obstacle course, because it shows you how to work. Yeah, it's just like it's getting us to work through all these problems of like having the time and space, things breaking. It just gets you out that comfort zone. And I mean, I can understand why people say, "Hey, the RV thing's not for me," because it can be a little bit uncomfortable. Yeah. People get out their comfort zone, but at the end result, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's what's going to create the growth for 1 person, for 2 people together. Just get out that comfort zone. I mean, she's really shocked me. Not shocked me, but she's really, really impressed me. How she's really been like, okay, I'm gonna, regardless of my parents say, I'm gonna get out that comfort zone, or if my coach or my friends say that's not cool, let me just get out there, and I care about him enough so that I can actually be like, okay, if I really want to go ahead and do it, I'll do it regardless of what anybody says.
Yeah. I love that. But thank y'all. This is.
Thank you.
Yes, this has been amazing.
Yeah.
And again,
this is really happening. Like, we got in touch with a whole other couple like us.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And thank you for reaching out.
How old are you guys? If you don't mind asking, how old are you guys? Like,
I'm 30.
I'm 31. Yeah. So
Yeah. That means that, well, you guys are on the.
We probably went to Camp Smith the same year then.
Maybe.
Probably did.
Yeah. Part of Generation Y, because we're millennials, so then that means what? Over 30s, like.
Yeah. Oh no, we're millennials. I think
they keep changing it. So like we're millennials.
I think millennials in at like 38, 39.
Oh yeah,
maybe.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
And like Gen Z is like my little brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, that is true.
We're at
They keep changing the years.
They do. I don't even.
So now this is awesome. So now with the so my one question now, where do you guys see yourselves going now with all this stuff going on in the world? Mm-hmm. Maybe some of the dangers of some cities, especially maybe in some parts that like I don't know whether there's bigots or whatever, but just going across the country now, period, how it is. What do you guys see yourselves doing? Like, what do you think is the next step? Because the world's definitely different now.
Oh, for sure.
Oh yeah, a lot changed in the past 6 months. So it's been a lot.
Everything's changed. The pandemic and the violence outside. The violence.
I think right now for us, we're just taking some time to kind of like reset. So we're kind of reconsidering how we want to do our RV life, whether we want to keep doing it full time, or if we want to do part time. So we're trying to figure that out, and we're also taking sort of a break so that we can get some more income in, because
that's good. That's important. Yeah.
And have you guys affected by the COVID, like income wise?
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's basically the reason why, because even before the hit, we were trying to figure out, okay, what are our next steps? And so when this happened, we thought God was just like, all right,
shut it down.
You all need to pivot and figure out something else to do, because nothing we were doing was working. And then again, we both had jobs lined up.
Yeah. Like
we were coming back to the DMV. We were just going to stay in the RV and like work. And then, live in the RV. And then, then the jobs shut down. And so they're still on a hiring freeze. So it's like, okay, well.
Yeah. It's like to see all these nice places, man. It definitely takes some saving up and planning, because we have you want to tell them about the journey we have coming up now?
Oh, we're going to Washington.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Well, yeah. So we spent a lot of time preparing for that and saving. We're gonna head out west. We're gonna take the northern route through Ohio, Chicago. I think the Dakotas, and then we'll get to Washington. I think there's going to be what's the statue?
Oh, the monument.
We're going to see,
Mount Rushmore?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Rushmore.
Yeah. Okay. I was like, am I wrong?
No, I just
edit that
out. No, but it's definitely Rushmore. We're gonna take that northern route and pass by Rushmore and a lot of those places, and get close to like the Mount Adams area. We have a spiritual retreat we want to get to up there. We're going to incorporate my cousin and his girlfriend with us.
Okay.
That's cool.
So we want to have we just want to have a good journey. We want to be able to just get there safely.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be possibly 2.5 days to get up there.
Nice.
Probably going to stop along the way, of course.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it's going to be beautiful.
Yeah.
And speaking of like spiritual journey, I don't know like what you guys' religious practices or anything of that sort, but I know for myself, I find that being in an RV and in a van actually helps me isolate and kind of detach energetically wise from like the norm of everyone and kind of get into spiritually. Yeah. And it helps like, I know he's far ahead of it in the game than I am with like spiritual healing and, it's like chakras and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously, but we still believe in God. Well, we have to spend time too as like couples. We pray prayers too, and it's a very important thing. Mm-hmm. And we're trying to get better at that too. If we want to work out and be on the road together, we have to have some type of spiritual.
Yeah.
But how has that been for you? For you guys, my question is, how has it been for you guys? Like, does it help strengthen you guys, or?
Yeah. It's interesting because the DMV, I'm sure as y'all know, like it's very busy, it's very loud, it's very noisy. Oh no. Yeah, no. Yes. So the DMV is like really noisy and it's very busy. And I think for me, like going out to places where it was like, I don't we talk about like Dragon Ball Z and like this.
The hyperbolic time chamber.
Like basically, so this idea of like just like kind of literally creating an environment, creating a culture even for our own household, like to take things slower, to be more deliberate with things, to be quiet enough to hear God's voice and his leading. You know what I'm saying? Because here there's so many distractions, like, and it's not necessarily place, I really think for me was mindset. But I feel like going out there helped change my mindset so that I can hear more clearly. I can think more clearly. I can even hear myself more clearly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, not trying to. Sorry, say again.
Just the calm. You're able to hear kind of your inner voice.
It makes you become comfortable with your own thoughts after a while. You're like, wow, just nature, the RV, silence of maybe the birds or whatever. But it can be humbling too, you know.
Oh yeah.
Most definitely. Yeah.
Like you say, well, what if this thing breaks down on the road? Like it's just me, the road, and the nature and the RV. Like what if something happens?
Yeah.
It's humbling.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, yeah.
It is. but I think. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, going off of your point, like being out there, it definitely humbles you because you have to trust more. Like it, because I mean, sometimes like you had mentioned earlier, like if you're somewhere and the GPS doesn't work, who you gonna call? Like you ain't got no cell service, you can't call nobody. Like you gotta trust God and figure it out. Like, and I think in those moments, it's definitely like it makes you realize. Even I'll group that together, even with everything that's going on with the pandemic. You realize how much of this life you don't control, like you don't have power over, you know. So it's just like, okay, I gotta trust. Yeah.
We had to really kind of like thinking like whenever things would go wrong, where it's like, okay, we do have a flat tire, or we kind of like we forgot to fill up on propane or whatever it is. Or something happened where we nicked the back of the RV. We're like, well, okay, like it's not necessarily a bad day.
Yeah.
We have to remember that. We have to say like it's not a bad day. Things happen. I remember sometimes Amina would be like, all right, well, sometimes she'll say, okay, there goes the day, and that kind of like put a bone in the day. But I think everything's just a learning experience. I keep saying that, like where if I never made the mistakes earlier on with the RV, I could never kind of get to where I get one that it's a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Wrecking everything, and it's really just. I mean, I see it as a learning experience. It's fun when you see it that way, right?
Yeah.
So fun. Like when you see these videos, I see you guys making a video of like, you know, the flat tire. If you guys are going and having that on the road, it's like, well, you guys make it fun. It's like exciting. Like the adventure, 5 miles. So like that's just how That's just how it plays out. Part of the adventure. Yeah, absolutely. It's like if you looked at it that way, and then you can have a whole other outlook.
Oh yeah,
that's true.
And I love that. I love that outlook because I feel like even the things that were inconveniences definitely opened our eyes to like opportunity, right? So like when we were delayed a couple of days because the tire got fixed, okay, now we can explore this area that we were just going to pass by and drive through. You know what I mean? So
that's so cool.
Yeah,
that is so cool. That
it's true, and it took time because it wasn't right off the gate. I was just frustrated. I was like. It's supposed to look picture perfect. Like you have this idea of what it should look like in your mind. And when it doesn't look like that, then you're frustrated. Yeah. But again, like
that sounds like what you said. You're like when I had this whole vision, and then sometimes these things happen. I'm like, there goes the day.
It's frustrating.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it is.
No, for real.
It is. It's helping me. No, go ahead. Sorry.
I try not to let it control the whole, but you have to admit, it's frustrating when it first happens. You don't want to run and hit the mirror,
Well, I mean, to be honest, like some problems that I ran into with a lot of the bigger RVs going uphill, you have to be real careful because they can overheat a lot. A lot of people kind of.
I didn't know that. I mean? Wow.
A lot of the truckers know what I mean too. When it comes to like 35,000 pounds or more or whatever. Yeah. Especially when you have a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah.
When you go up the hills, it's working like real hard. So there's a button on here where I have to downshift, and I didn't know that. I had overheating issues like crazy first driving this.
Yeah.
Smoke, I'm talking about smoke coming out the radiator. A lot of the coolant
exploding. This was 6 months into getting it. So I was just like, what?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, we wasted a lot of this money.
Sorry, not even 6 months. I apologize. Only 3 weeks into getting it.
Wow. Yeah.
And I'm just like, wow, we just haven't even fully enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Things are happening. It's such a bummer. But,
but
again, what's next? Like, let's
I mean, there's so many different things where it's like, man, like I'm usually the calm one now. Where it's like I just know that when vehicles break down, like there's always a part to fix. It's just a matter about how you're gonna get it.
Yeah.
When I have a mindset of getting it, I always just obtain it. When I just say I can save up and get it, it'll happen.
Yeah.
Just don't get frustrated from the material because then that'll ruin our experience.
Yep.
And you know what I mean? Like, we don't want to just keep having to be about, oh, this is breaking down, so now this is going to affect the relationship. We want to get past that, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, life's more than that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's good stuff.
It is good stuff.
That's good stuff. Well, thank you guys again.
Yeah.
I think we're out of questions.
Yeah.
So
you literally had a list of questions. Yeah. No, but it's good though, because we had a list of questions and like y'all literally, I'm going down the list like they're answering everything. So it was perfect. It was perfect. Yeah, no, it was good. It was good. And so again, I love this conversation. That's great.
Yeah. Like so much to tell. It's like whenever you kind of like go through a lot of stuff.
I know
like
he gets super excited. He's everything.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out where to start because I'm like, okay,
let's ask us.
It's all good. Better that than like trying to like pull teeth from people. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
it's like our journey is just so different. Like how everybody else does it. It's like, okay, we got in a vehicle or we got in this van and we got it out and then we hit the road, but we went and got 3 vehicles and then we adopted another dog on the way. Yeah. You know, and then the COVID hit, so we kind of like, you know,
afterwards we're crazy.
Yeah. So we really do appreciate it. You know?
Thank you.
Thank you for being willing to share your story and stuff. And again, we're gonna be looking forward to your Instagram or YouTube or whatever. Yes. When whenever you guys start posting.
No pressure.
No pressure. But let us know.
We're on it right now.
Yes.
Legit. So thank you guys again for joining us for the Black RVers podcast. And everybody else that's been watching and listening, make sure to look out for Corbin and Amina because they're gonna have great stuff coming. Yeah,
I have a YouTube channel, Omniversal 1, but I have to get that with my RV stuff on there now. That's the next plan. Omniversal 1. So thank you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah. So until next time, you guys be safe and well.
You as well.